As the coronavirus continues with seemingly no end, we also enter the yearly flu season, which raises concerns among experts about what some are calling a twindemic. For context, in the Northern Hemisphere, we experience the flu season in the fall and winter each year, with activity peaking between December and February. Since 2010, the CDC estimates that influenza has resulted in between 9 to 45 million cases, and in between 12 to 61,000 deaths each year in the US alone. And despite the scale of this notorious virus, less than half of people 6 months and older got a flu vaccine during the 2018-2019 flu season. The looming threat of the flu, along with the COVID-19 pandemic, creates reason for worry among doctors. So what might happen when the flu season overlaps with a global pandemic?
Because of the fact that flu and COVID, look fairly similar in terms of how they present. We want to try to minimize the number of flu cases that come through so that we don't, have two things going on at once. But also, we're not inundating, COVID testing sites with people who have flu-like symptoms who, we don't know if it's flu or COVID, and they're kind of crowding the testing sites too. That can be present a problem as well.
Dr. Vicky Chow voices the concerns of doctors all over the US that because influenza and COVID-19 look so similar, there will be an overcrowding of COVID-19 testing sites with people who don't have it, resulting in a lack of available resources for people that do.
It went from probably about 3,000 a day to now it's probably hitting about 10,000 a day sometimes. It's gone up tremendously. We've been able to mobilize and organize things. But, if you add people who have flu symptoms on top of that, and then that's going to be, even more than 10,000, and you can imagine, the labs will be, completely full, manpower to try to get everyone swabbed.
And it's not only testing sites, it's entire hospitals that could get crowded and could experience shortages.
You have to remember, it's not just flu and COVID that are causing people to be hospitalized. People are still having strokes, they're still having heart attacks.
But there are promising signs of a milder flu season from Australia. Flu cases stayed at the lowest they had been for 5 years, and there was no spike in flu cases in the winter. It is likely that due to widespread mask wearing and social distancing, the influenza virus was not able to spread as easily as previous years. But these signs should not be taken for granted. As many people know, in the spring,
people were kind of lined up to the ER because they had nowhere to put them.
And now, with the added threat of the flu, we may be seeing that happen again with both COVID-19 patients and flu patients. So what is the best way to stop something like this from happening?
The vaccine. The flu vaccine, flu shot. Simply get flu shot.
Get a flu shot. And encourage others around you to do the same. Keep wearing your mask, keep social distancing, and stay safe. This is Elizabeth Salmon signing off for New Media Lit.